it's Jessii Vee, and in today's video I'm going to be going into the history of why ghosts wear white sheets. I feel like it's something we've never really thought about. We just accepted that the way ghosts look, like in movies and in books and in pictures, we just accept that they have sheets over them, but we don't really ask ourselves why, and it's pretty creepy. Now what's funny is I meant to do this video back around Halloween because I kind of feel like it fits the vibe. I was sick, couldn't do it, so we're doing it now while I'm wearing a Christmas shirt, and we're just gonna have to accept that, okay? Because I do spooky all year round. And yes, I'm super ready for Christmas. It's not too early, okay? Canadians have already had Thanksgiving. We're moving on to the next thing. I'm so excited for Christmas. And because of that, we have put so many new Christmas items on our website. If you did not see my previous video, we have so many new like skincare, body care items on the website, different bundles and things. They're so cute. They're like furry creature sort of vibes. I love the packaging. They all have little hats and like pom-poms. My favorite thing ever is that we came out with our first ever advent calendar that has like mini versions of all those things that I showed you. This is called 12 Days of Beauty. There's 12 windows in here. I have opened them all already because I wanted to make sure the products were really good before I put it online, obviously. But you can find so many things in here, from body wash to soap to hand cream. There's even like little Christmas decor items for your tables and stuff, which is so cool. And the size of these items are so good. Like usually when you get an advent calendar, things are like this small, but let me show you an example. Like this is the normal size of the products in here. This is a hand cream, and look how nice, like the quality is so good, and these smell amazing. My whole studio smells like berries and Christmas and sweetness. So yeah, if you guys would like one of these before they sell out, we don't have a ton because this is our first time trying something like this. So I will put a link down below in the description. Now is the time to get them because with the Christmas shipping and stuff, things are slower. So it's good to get it now so you have it by December 1st. We also have a whole Grinch collection just like we did last year, but this time it's different items. So we have the cutest little Grinch plushies. I love this one. This one lights up and his cheeks glow. This is the cutest Grinch keychain. This is a posable Grinch for your shelf or your desk. We also have Grinch plates. This one says, "Grouch better have my cookies." I love that. We've got Grinch napkins for all of your Christmas events and activities. We even have a Grinch air freshener, and this one says, "Stinky, smelly, funky." I love it. We've got Grinch glow-in-the-dark slime. We have a Grinch bag of coal whiskey stones. And then to keep with like the Dr. Seuss vibes, we have our first Thing 1 and Thing 2 plushie, which I just think is so cool. I did a video last year talking about like the creepy legend about Thing 3. So I had to get like a plushie, and I just think it's so cool how it's double-sided, and it's such a good size. So yeah, I know I'm like bombarding you guys with all these new products, but I've been away for so long that like it's all been adding up, and I'm excited about every single one of them. So if you would like anything, I've linked it down below. And don't forget that every single time you purchase from our store, $1 goes towards the G. Magnotta Foundation, which is a Lyme disease foundation that I'm partnered with. So it all goes towards a good cause, especially around Christmas time. Anyways, let's get into the video. Ask anyone in your life to draw you a quick doodle of a ghost, and they'll more than likely present you with some variation of the bedsheet ghost. Round on top, wiggly on the bottom, with a couple of eyeballs and eye holes. This specific image of ghosts as white sheets has been ingrained in our culture for centuries, and until fairly recently, it was considered genuinely terrifying. And the root of it lies in the fact that up until the 19th century, the dead were almost always wrapped in burial shrouds rather than placed in coffins. And what's so interesting is that, especially in poorer families, the recently deceased were simply just wrapped up in the bed sheets that they died in, like in their bedroom. And then it was secured with a knot around their head and around their feet, so it all stayed together. So before coffins, people were literally either buried or just put in a tomb covered in cloth. Like, I can't even imagine passing away in your bedroom and then your family's like, all right, we're just gonna wrap her up. And back in the 1300s, ghosts were often presented as skeletons draped in their shrouds, so skeletons covered in cloth. There's actually a book from the early 1300s with a painting in it called The Three Living and the Three Dead, and it shows exactly this idea. And by the 1400s, people reporting supernatural phenomena always described apparitions as being cloaked in their death shrouds. So if anyone had like a creepy paranormal experience, like let's say one day you wake up and your kid runs to you like, oh my gosh, I just saw grandma in my room last night and she was covered in a bedsheet. And so people just started talking about their ghostly visions like this, and it just became like a normal thing. This depiction was so popular by then that English thieves began donning white sheets and pretending to be ghosts. And these undead disguises had the dual benefit of hiding the thieves' true appearances while also scaring their targets into handing over money. So this is so crazy because around this time, seeing ghosts was just so popular and people were super superstitious. And so thieves took that idea and they were like, oh my gosh, if I dress up as a ghost and walk into someone's house, they will be so scared. They'll let me take all their stuff, they'll go hide in a back room, they'll think it's an actual spirit coming to visit them. So they really took advantage of people, and thieves were just stealing things left, right, and center, literally covered in bed sheets. I mean, if that happened in this day and age, like if someone walked in my door covered in a bed sheet, I would just know it was a thief and I would just call the police. But back then they were just sure it was a ghost. Even after multiple ghost impersonators were exposed by the authorities over many years, the public continued to believe that unhappy spirits roam the earth clad in their burial shrouds. And there's this thing that happened back in 1804 in London. There was a bricklayer named Thomas Millwood who was actually mistaken for a malevolent ghost because he was wearing a white work uniform. And so someone saw him and shot him to death, thinking a ghost was just wandering the streets, but it was just this man literally working. And so during this poor man's murder trial, because obviously it's murder, the wife went up to the podium and was talking about how her husband had been mistaken for a ghost 3 times before his death, and she kept telling him to stop wearing a white uniform, but he refused. And so obviously the man who shot him was found guilty of murder, thank goodness. The only issue is his punishment was 1 year of labor, and then he was fine. They let him go, which is crazy to me. But things back in the 1800s were way different. And it didn't help that actors in theater in the 19th and early 20th century wore sheets to represent ghosts, and audiences were genuinely terrified when they saw them. And that imagery even carried into the depictions of ghosts in Victorian spirit photography, which was a trend that didn't disappear until the 1930s. And then that imagery even translated into early children's cartoons. In 1937, Disney released The Lonesome Ghosts, which is an 8-minute cartoon in which Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and Goofy are a ghost extermination team assigned to clear a house of spirits, and the cartoon ghosts were transparent with hats and expressive faces, but their loose outfits, including capes, were clearly fashioned out of sheets. And then it just like went from there. I can think of watching like Scooby-Doo as a kid, and a lot of like the creepy ghosts and villains were like covered in bed sheets. So yeah, I just found that to be super interesting because I feel like I said, we've all just accepted the way that ghosts are drawn and the way we even doodle ghosts on things, but there's like some creepy reasons behind that. Like the dead were literally buried in their bed sheets. I mean, it should seem obvious once you find it out, but like I haven't really thought about it until now, so I had to make a video on it, obviously. But yeah, if you guys like this kind of thing and you want me to continue doing like creepy facts from history, give this video a thumbs up and let me know. Maybe comment down below what you want me to cover. And yeah, if you're interested in any of our new Christmas stuff, the Grinch stuff, the advent calendar, everything is linked down below. But I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!